Hey guys, Kurt here with NK Garage, and today we're doing a video. We are going to be submitting a piece of brass to George from Uwannawatch for the Classy Brassy Challenge. So I went and found my biggest piece of brass. There it is. This is about 20 inches long, inch and a quarter round stock. So my idea is to take this and replicate that. We're going to make a brass ball peen. Got a old wooden handle here. This one's been broken off of a tool, but we'll just shorten it down, reprofile it, sand it down, the whole thing. So I went and drew up a side view, kind of what I'm doing the hammer, and just like a top-down view. I'm not the best at drawing, but I think you get the idea. We're going to use our lathe and our mill for this project, plus a couple of hand tools. So it's going to be fun. Let's get to it. All right, so here we are at the lathe. We've chucked up the brass stock and left enough length to basically make our round dimensions on this part, and then we can just cut it off later. All right, so the lathe is powered on, and our first procedure here is going to be facing off the end. Just get a nice new surface finish going on there. Then we're going to take measurements and scribe lines along here for all the important parts of the hammerhead. So Nick's getting set up at the moment. Oh yeah, we're getting somewhere already. Nice, shiny brass. All right, so we used the lathe to make our scribe marks here. Basically, we lined up our important lines. I hope you guys can see that. The brass is kind of making it hard to see on the camera here. But we're going to start turning this down. We're going to start with the bowl end. We're going to get this down to 3/4 of an inch. All right, there we have it. We are down to our final dimension, just a little bit over 3/4 of an inch. All right, guys, so we're not going to show every single step along the way, but I do want to show some of the more interesting steps. So what we're doing here is we're going to be making our own radius tool out of a piece of high-speed steel. So I broke out my hoard of high-speed steel blanks, got a whole bin full of them. And Nick is marking out the tool.
That's the wrong direction.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you're doing it the wrong way. So Nick is now going to mark it out the right way. And then we're going to do some grinding. And if it's not perfect, we're not going to, cry over spilt milk. It's a hammer. So, and it's all for fun. We're hobbyist machinists here, novice level. So we'll be taking this to the bench grinder and going to try to get that profile in there. All right, guys, we did most of the turning here on the lathe. So we're going to go part this off, and then we got to do some milling procedures here, get that flat face on two sides like you see on most ball peen hammers. So turning did pretty good. You know, like I said, we're just hobbyists here. So we don't have the best surface finish, but it's not bad. And we're going to do some cleanup on it later anyways. So we're going to go take this out, part it off, bring it over to the mill, and put some flats on it. All right, so we parted it off. We have it in a 5C collet block. And now we are putting the flats on two sides. So the nice thing about the collet block is we'll just flip it over 180 degrees once we get this side down to size and just repeat the process. So it's coming along. It's starting to look like something. All right, guys. So we are done milling, and I just kind of went with the file and just cleaned up here and on the bottom as well. So we have our hole drilled and milled for our handle. But before we go and make a handle and put that on there, we're going to take out this big red Brillo brush that we got a long time ago with the machinist hole. And we're just going to do a little bit of work to it, just kind of smooth up some of these edges. So I just wanted to show you guys, because recently we picked up our Dayton speed controller for our drill press. So right now we have it on a very slow setting. Super cool. This makes this process nice. You can do things slow and take it easy. So that was a great pickup. Really happy about that. So Nick's on the wire brush right now, going away, just doing little detail work. All right, so now we're working on the hammer handle. So we don't have a wood lathe, but we do have a metal lathe. And a lathe is a lathe. So Nick's just squaring us up here. And I went ahead and drew just a basic diagram, but these are our dimensions that we're going for. We'll be able to get the larger dimension here on the lathe, and the rest I'll probably just sand away because it's pretty close. So. All right, guys, we're getting pretty close. We have our handle turned down. We made a little oops. It's not perfectly centered, but I think it'll be okay. We're going to put the more larger gapped side towards the larger side of the hammer. So we're pretty confident that this will work. And I got my wedges out. Probably going to pick a smaller one out of here. Maybe one of these. And we'll do that over here. So I'm going to take the camera. Nick's going to put this together and get the wedge in there. And we'll show you guys one of the last touches here.
Seated in there pretty good.
Nice.
The wedge in. Brass hammer to install the wedge.
Sure, why not? That's another hammer that we cleaned up. I don't remember where that head came from, but it came out of some toolbox, I think.
Not going to mar up the brass. We use a real hammer. Try to whack that down a couple more times. I think we'll finish that off with a quick sanding.
Sure will. All right, we'll go clean the end of that up, and then I'm probably going to sand the handle down a little bit more. Not sure exactly what kind of finish we're going to put on the handle, or if we're even going to do that now, but let's get this cleaned up, then we'll take a final look, see what we think. Well, here it is. It's complete. This was a lot of fun. Took us probably about 3, maybe 4 hours to complete this. And we got to use a lot of our tools, our lathe, our mill, hand tools. And I think this is sure classy brassy. Got the hammer end here. Ball peen end. Handle we just finished off with some wood wax. I love it. I think it's really awesome. The hammer head itself, I weighed it before we put it on the handle. It came out to 9.9 ounces. So that makes this a 10-ounce ball peen. I'm really happy. I just don't even have any words. I just love looking at it. Let me know what you guys think. I think it came out awesome. I think Nick likes it. I think he loves it. It's sweet. It looks industrial. It looks classy. It looks brassy. Not for sale, by the way. That one's a keeper. That's it for today, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great day, and hopefully, if anybody else is interested in entering the challenge, don't let me scare you away. You sure go ahead and do that. It's a lot of fun, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of great competition out there. So that's it. We'll see you guys on the next one.